One thing queer, one thing queer, one thing queer. Let's get one thing queer. Let's get one thing queer.
Hello and welcome to One Thing Queer. My name's Jenny Baton and my pronouns are they, them.
And I'm Kelsey Wren, and my pronouns are she, her.
Hi, friend.
Hello.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year!
Delay.
We are in the new year. We have pressed record.
And we forgot how to do this.
We are ready to go.
Great start.
I know. It's been a while, though.
I know. Happy first podcast of 2023.
I know. How exciting.
So exciting.
I know. We even, late night doing this.
I know. It's like near my bedtime. It's 8 p.m. I'm sorry.
I mean, same.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I came late. But,
That's okay.
But we had to do this.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah, because we meant to do last time.
Yeah.
It didn't quite work out, but that's okay.
It didn't quite work out. We're sorry, but thanks for bearing with us through our little hiatus.
Yeah.
But we are back.
Yeah, we're doing it.
We're doing it.
Yeah. So how have you been the last 2 weeks?
I've been good. I've been trying to pump out content on my TikTok.
I see.
As you have seen.
I know. I was like, damn. Like, okay, that's wow.
All my free time, it's like become like just like a routine. I've been trying to do as much content as I can so that I can post throughout the week. We're recording.
Oh, no. So rude. I don't know.
No, I just wanted to reassure you.
Okay.
But yeah, I've just been doing that, and work's been a little slow, so that's why I've had time to make content. And I've been doing more healings, more energy healing, so like more Reiki. I did Reiki on my parents today, which was very cool, and they actually paid me,
Oh, wow.
which I did not expect, but I'm like definitely would accept it. 'Cause
Well, these are my rates.
no, like my mom was like, oh, and I'm gonna pay you. I was like after I did her session, I was like, no, mom, like, no, I wanted to do this for you guys. And then she's like, no, this is your job. You're
Oh.
like I'm gonna pay you. And then my dad's like, I'm gonna give her two, because that's how they refer to me. They don't know I'm non-binary. And he was like, I'm gonna give her $2. And I was like, no, my rate is this much. And then yeah, he ended up paying me the same amount my mom did. So that was very nice.
Good for you.
Yeah, that's why I was late.
Oh, that's late. We had time to make dinner. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
We're starving.
But it was like a good start to the year. We just my partner and I just stayed home and watched the Lizzo live concert on HBO.
Cool.
And we watched this movie called High Tension, which is like one of my favorite thrillers.
Is that the chainsaw one?
Yeah.
Alice.
Yes.
Literally, Bernie and I say that all the time because of that movie. Alice.
Yep. Yeah, it's like one of my favorite thrillers. It's like a gay
Yeah.
movie.
It's like a gay thriller.
Yeah, a gay French thriller.
Yeah. Oh,
But yeah, that was the start to my year.
nice.
How about you, friend?
That was all right. We just hung out and stuff, so
Very nice.
yeah, a little low key.
Yeah, how was your birthday?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. I cried the entire day, but not because it was bad. So, you sneaky sneaks. All of you sneaky sneaks. So, y'all, you and I'm going to name like everybody like Hava, Valerie, Gloria, Bernard, Bernie. I say Bernard because of work.
Yeah.
And Sandy and like y'all threw me a surprise birthday party.
We sure did.
And you all fucking got me. I had no idea.
I still rewatched the video that I literally propped my phone on your Christmas tree to catch your reaction.
I'm so glad you did because like I had
Blacked out.
I had no idea. Well, no, I had no idea, and like I forgot that I said like literally like what the fuck.
Literally.
I walked in the door and I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, what's happening?
The whole reaction, like when you came in, you just saw like the pom-poms and you were like, what the fuck? And they were like, surprise! And you were like, so it was literally the best fucking moment.
I was all week. I was like, you and Bernie were being like weird, and I was like, what the heck's going on? And we recorded that Monday,
Yeah.
and I was like, I guess I was giving you eyes because I was like, what are you like? What's going on?
Yeah.
And you're like, nothing. nothing.
I was trying to throw you off.
No, and then you were like, oh, I'm just taking you out for dinner. And I was like, oh, okay. That's it. That's what's going on then. Okay. So I was like, And then like he was like super stressed too. And I was like, what are you so stressed about? Like, what's going on? Nothing's going on right now. And so like, so that day, so we're leaving work and stuff, and we were talking about leaving early, late, or whatever. He's like, well, he never is like stay late, or he's like, whatever you want to go. And I'm like, well, I want to stay late. He's like, okay, well, you know, I'm always the one that's saying stay late. And he was saying, no, we'll stay till this time. And I was like, okay, that's weird, but okay. So we're like going home, and normally he'll play like chill music. We like decompress on the way home, like. And I was telling him, I was like, man, I'm tired. And he was like, no, like just hang in there. And I was like, for like in my head, I'm like, for what? And on the way home this time, he was playing like loud, like he was playing like rock and like singing along and stuff because he was so nervous. And I was like, what the hell's like? I was just like, why are like the same thing? I was like, what the hell? Okay. And we walk in, and I was like, oh shit, and I cried, and I can't believe you guys did that. And everybody thought I was gonna be mad. I would never be mad.
Okay, so Hava is the brains behind this all, because
she's so sweet.
she literally was like, she messaged me like almost 2 months ago.
That's what Bernie said.
Yeah,
too.
it was like 2 months ago, and she was like, Jenny, I have this crazy idea. She's like, I think we should throw Kelsey a surprise party. Like, are you available like any of these days? And then I like told her what days I was available. And then she's like, okay, I'm gonna like talk to Bernie and like try to figure out what day. So she initially wanted to do it like the day of your birthday. We ended up doing it the day after your birthday. And so yeah, I was just like, but all of us, I think we're all just like, I don't know, we don't know if this is a good idea. And then like Bernie and I were like trying to message or DM each other about the information, but I would never want to like message him until he messaged me, because I didn't know if he was with you. And so I would just like let him message me.
Yeah.
So I would only respond like when he was messaging me. And especially the day of was so fucking difficult, because I'm like, I know he's at work with her, and I'm trying to like figure out like, or like, like I need to know when you guys are heading over here, and like your ETA, like your exact ETA. And so it was just like a whole thing. So I got to your house first because I had the key.
The key.
I had the key. So I came around noon. I got here at noon.
Oh my God.
And I opened the door, and I was like waiting for Hava to get here. And so Hava got here, we unloaded everything, and then me and Hava's daughter started blowing the balloons up while Hava was like prepping like the appetizers and stuff. And yeah, me and her daughter were just like decorating, and I'm not a great decorator, but
It looked amazing.
I did my best. And then and then Sandy gets there, and then finally Val gets there, like right around the time that I thought you guys were gonna get there. And I was panicking because like he told me we'll be there in about 20 to 30 minutes or something like that. And I was like, okay. So I set an alarm, and I told everybody, I'm like, okay, when it's 5 minutes, or no, I think I said 10 minutes before like they're supposed to get here, I need everybody to start whispering. And then your brother gets there. I was literally like on watch outside your window to make sure like you weren't coming for like 10 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes. I was literally just looking outside the window.
Oh my God.
And I was just panicking the whole time. My heart was beating so loud and so fast. I was like freaking the fuck out. And then your brother gets there like around the time I thought you guys were gonna get there, and I'm like, fuck, they're gonna get here at the same time, and then then they're gonna see us.
Yeah.
And so finally, I let him open the door because I didn't want him to freak out if he didn't know. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna let him open like the first door, and then I opened the wood door, and the first thing I tell him, like, do you know? And he's like, do I know what? I was like, did Bernie tell you? And then he was like, oh, yeah. I was like, okay. And then he had like groceries with him, and I was just like, come on.
Yo, get out of the way.
Like, let me close the door. And so he finally comes in, and then you guys literally like get there 5 minutes later.
It was perfect too, because Bernie had a stool in his deep breath.
Oh my God. I'm just reliving it. It was so stressful.
Dude, and like it was perfect because he had a stool in his we were taking home from work, and he had it in his trunk, and he's like, oh, I need to get the stool, can you open the door? And I was like, okay. Like I had like no clue, I didn't see anybody's cars or nothing, so I was like, okay. And then like usually I was like, oh, I'll like close up because you have something in your hand. And he's like, no, you go first. And then that's why I was like, what the fuck? But I was like, dude, I cried all night, and like you're like, it was the coolest. Hava made amazing food. Everything was so freaking cool, and I'm eternally grateful. And I was like, what did you like joking about? Like, what did you do on your birthday? I cried the whole time, but it was like the best day. And Gloria's sister drove to get me Portos for like
Frank.
I was like,
Your love, friend.
I was like, that's so sweet.
You're so loved.
Thanks.
We all love you, and like we were all so happy. It was such a beautiful day.
You guys pulled it off, and I'm shocked because I'm like super like inquisitive about everything. I'm like,
it killed me not being able to tell you. There was like so many moments where I'm like, man, how the fuck am I keeping this in?
we were just joking about who would have cracked. They thought Bernie was gonna crack, and I was like, y'all should have been worried about Jenny.
Yeah, I can't keep shit in
because
but...
even the vibe that Monday, I was like, what's with you? Like,
well, I don't think. Well, yeah, I haven't talked about this on the podcast, but the day that Bernie was gonna give me the key was the day we came to record.
Yeah.
And so you went to go pee because we had just finished recording, and you and I were gonna go to dinner, and so you went to go pee. So I like run downstairs, and I'm like, and he was in the garage, and I was like, okay, so what's the fucking plan? Like, who's gonna have the key? What's gonna happen? And I'm like trying to talk all fast, and then he's like, oh, so I made a key. And he's like, I was going to put it in a rocker or whatever. I'm like, well, I'm free the whole day. So, like, if you need to give me the key, I could get here, like, as early as possible to, like, start decorating and stuff. So, he's like, okay, let me go grab it. So, then he goes to his desk. And around the time he, like, runs to his desk, you start coming down the stairs. So, I, like, run to the kitchen. And I'm, like, drinking water. I was just, like, and on my phone. I was like, la, la, la. And then... and I see him, like, when you come down, I see him, and he's all like stumbling, like, in his desk, like if he was, like, ruffling for something. And then he was, like, trying to play it cool, and I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, I hope you did not pick up on his energy, because he was freaking out.
I didn't. I just knew that when I was in the bathroom, I was like, it's quiet, like, okay. But I didn't, like, I don't know, it wasn't. Yeah. But because I was, like, inquisitive when we were, like, because I was, like, looking at you, like, what's going on?
Yeah.
You were like, oh, we're going to dinner. So it dropped my, like guard about it. So I was like, okay.
I did that on purpose.
Yeah.
But let me finish telling about the key. Okay. So then finally he's like, oh yeah, I finished the lights in the garage. And then he's like, you should go check them out. And then you're like, okay. And then you're like, you know, walking over there, and I'm just like looking at him, and then I'm going over there, or looking over at you to see if I should go with you. And then I'm like, what do I do? I like mouthed it to him, like, what do I do? And then you're like, Frank, you want to come see? And I was like, yeah, I'm coming. And then I was like, put it in my bag. I like mouthed it. I was like, put it in my bag. And then I like run over to you, and I'm like, oh, cool. I didn't even pay attention to the lights, because I was just like, I'm like, I hope
my cheeks
you're not suspicious.
I did not get that.
And then we had recorded. You came to my house like a few days before to record, and I had it in my fucking calendar. And you saw that I had your birthday, which was the day before, and you didn't pay attention. Then the next day said Kelsey's party. And I was just like, I freaked out, and I was like, don't look at my calendar.
You like reached your, like a cartoon, your arm just went up to it and you yanked it down. And I was like, okay. I'm just like not even going to pay attention to that. Because you were like, did you see anything? And I was like, no, I really didn't. I also couldn't see that far. I just
Thank God for your blindness, friend.
I just knew what day was like my birthday day. Yeah. Like that's what I'm like, that's all I looked at. I was like, oh, it's my birthday day. Like, I don't know. Because that's nosy, because I was fucking that's what I get for being nosy. Mm-hmm.
The only reason I was able to keep it in was because I genuinely wanted you to be surprised, and I wanted us to be able to pull it off.
You guys pulled it off.
Because you're so hard to surprise. And so I just wanted it to be special. Yeah. So that's why I was like, you need to shut your fucking mouth. Every time I would see you, I'd be like, You need to shut your
I
mouth.
feel so bad, but it was the coolest. That's never happened. It was the coolest fucking thing in the whole world, and I appreciate it a lot. And it was just like, I don't like, I almost have like no words because it was just like and then we were opening gifts and you got me the sweetest fucking gift and wrote the sweetest fucking note. And I was like, dude, I can't read this here in front. I'm literally bawling. Like I cannot get
I
the
know.
words out.
I'm sorry, friend.
I was like, it's okay. But I was like, I have to read this. I'm never going to be able to, I can't make it. Can't make it.
That was a pretty long.
But it was very sweet, friend. And it
I
was-
love you, friend.
I love you too, and I appreciate everybody so much for doing that. And
We all love
it just, I'm like shocked. Like I don't know what to say for
Yeah.
it. Like it was just the coolest fucking day.
Well,
And
you're so loved.
thank you.
You're so loved by so many people, and
Yeah.
you have amazing friends that love you and care about you. And we just wanted to do something to to show you how much we appreciate your friendship. And shout out to Hava for pulling this off,
Shout out to Hava.
because like we were all too petrified to try to pull this off.
And she was like, no, she'll love it.
Yeah.
Hava's always the half glass full. Like,
Yes.
she'll love it. I saw her the other day too, so it was like, I give her back her stuff, her platters. Hava's a great hostess.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And makes bomb food.
Bomb food.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, so it was just the coolest, and I have no words. It was cool.
It was so cool.
It was so cool, and it was like, yeah, it was just a cool freaking night, and it was a good surprise to a not that amazing year. Like,
Yeah.
and it was just like the cherry on top of the year that was needed to like be like, oh yeah, that year was a good year, I suppose. Like it's been a rough year.
Yeah.
And like that just kind of made it all worth it. So I was like, oh
We were setting the tone for 2023 for you.
yeah, well thank you. That's a good tone. Good tone. Like this tone.
Yeah, I feel like this year I have a really good energy about this year. I feel like the past few years have been like there's been great moments, but there also has been really difficult moments that you and I have both been through, and I think like not with each other, but just in general with
Yeah.
life, that I feel like we're due for
Yeah.
some good stuff, and I have a feeling the podcast will be one of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't wait to listen back in a year
I know.
and see how far we've come.
I know. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting. And I think we're both focused on putting the energy in.
Yes,
Yeah. And that's probably what matters most.
absolutely.
Yeah. I think it was a good, so that was a good cherry on top of the not the best year, but it made it all worth it. And I got to kind of purge a lot for like New Year's and stuff. So like, we're ready to like, okay, we got it. We got rid of a lot of stuff. Let's bring in the new. Let's do it this year, kind of, because it's been hard being like, let's go get them for the last couple of years, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's been hard having that, like,
Especially the last few months of the year.
dude.
We're pretty heavy energy, and I feel like it's finally alleviating.
yeah, it was I don't know why, because we were talking about that, the Sag energy and like the weird, like, retro, I don't know, the weird retrograde. I forgot what it was at this point, but like how we were all supposed to be celebrating, and it didn't feel like a celebration. It did not feel that way this year. It was really, really strange. I don't know.
But it did feel that way on your birthday, which was
It did.
literally the second day of Capricorn
Yeah.
season. So
Cap season.
I told you.
I know. We're still in cap season.
We're still in Cap season, and I feel like that's gonna follow through to
Yeah.
the next year.
Yeah, the last couple months have been like particularly hard. So like, and I haven't been in the greatest headspace too. So like, I think part of me crying was just like, ugh,
Release.
like, yeah, because I was like, dude, it's been so long since like my brain was able to like not be in like, I don't know, to like break out of this like cycle.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, like, it was like the snap that like needed to happen. Kind
Yeah,
of thing. I
like
don't
the
know.
chiropractor, the energetic chiropractor snap.
Exactly. It was really, it just was really cool. I never had something like that happen. And it was I don't know. It's just
It was
cool.
the best day.
It was
I fucking loved that
It was
day.
the best. I was trying to think of other things. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you too, is about the rock story. So Bernie had gone to Lowe's and he was like, I got to get one more birthday present. And I was like, okay. And he was like, oh, it's at Lowe's. You'll never guess what it is. And I was literally like for a week, like, what the fuck, Lowe's? Like, I was like, did you get me like a wood crafting set? Like, I don't, they have crafts there, right? Like, I had no idea, but he was trying to get a rock for you for the key to put the key there.
Yep.
And I was like, God. And so I was joking about like, so for the next like couple days, I'm like, because he was like, oh, it's in my bag. Don't go in my bag. Like, don't grab gum. Don't go in my bag. And I was like, okay. I'm like, what's in your bag? Like, just teasing him. And he's like, it's your present. Don't go in there. And I'm like, okay, but it's Lowe's. Like, what the fuck?
What's in there?
Yeah, but like, what could you have possibly got at Lowe's? So once the party, he was like, this is what was in my bag, like showing me. I was like, I'm so like curious all the time, like that I've just
Your
like,
Gemini moon.
I can need the information. I don't really care about the information. I just need to know it. Like, I don't really care what it is. I just want to know it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah. So that was what's happened the last 2 weeks, I suppose.
That was our roundup. That was our shooting, very long shooting the shit. What are we talking about today? Dang, I said that's so Mexican. What are we talking about today? I'm Mexican, okay? It's not offensive.
We are going to talk about, let's talk about how to, I guess, recap on the year of manifestations, I guess.
Yeah.
And let's set some new ones, I suppose.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
Okay. Can you start? Because I know we said we were going to listen to the last 2 episodes of last year, and I did not listen to them.
Okay. Well, I'm going to throw you a curveball because I was about to have you start.
Oh.
Because I did listen to them.
Yeah.
And so a couple of mine were like, to be honest, I listened to them like 4 days ago.
Okay.
And I kind of thought about today, and I was like, we said we were going to recap, but I was like, I kind of don't care to go back to that year. Like,
Okay.
I kind of, personally, for me only.
I mean, me too.
Yeah, I was like, I kind of don't care what those manifestations were.
Okay.
Or like where I guess,
Going back.
yeah, like
Yeah.
reflect on them is what I mean.
Yeah.
Because I feel differently about them this year.
Okay.
Like, so curveball, I don't know if I really want to set any.
Yeah.
Is
I think that's a good idea.
Is that weird? Like, because I feel like the most manifestation I have is that, like, or what I want out of this year is that I want to, I guess, this is up to me to do this, obviously, but I just want to try my hardest at everything, and like try my hardest at like keeping a positive mindset. Keeping my boundaries, keeping like my happy home, like and my hardest could be, like I've said before with my Gemini moon, my hardest could be whatever my mind determines that is going to be.
Yeah.
So if one day my hardest is, oh, I did this, and this, cool. And if the next day my hardest is, you were laying on the couch all day and you are going to rest, that will be how I live up to that.
Absolutely.
That's how
important.
Yeah, that's how I feel about this year. And I thought about it today because I was like, are you taking the easy way out? But no, I feel like I just really want to give myself that, like, not break, but like just let myself, like, just
Be kind to yourself.
yeah, exactly. That's what I want to do, because a lot of, I was saying last year, is the last few months, is just being really hard on myself. If you know anything about, like, I mean, but like for listeners, like Capricorns, like if we're not like super successful or like money, our business isn't lucrative or whatever, we have a hard time. And I really resonate with that. And it's not just so like monetarily, but it's like, just like if I don't feel like an abundance of stuff, it's really hard for me, and it's hard to not live up to it. We beat ourselves up for not living up to our capability sometimes. And if I personally don't feel like, but I feel it, if I personally don't feel like I'm doing that, it's when I have a hard time.
Yeah.
So I want to be nicer to myself about that. Like, no, like it's okay. You can take a day off.
Yeah.
Just where you are right now is exactly where you're supposed to be. And that's kind of how I feel about that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And I think that's great. And I think that keeping it kind of open-ended that way, limits you less. Because sometimes I think when you like put certain things, I'm gonna contradict myself right in a second, because like mine is
Oh, but that's
kind of the opposite.
no. You do you.
but I think it's because like I think we're swapping. I think we're swapping.
Yeah.
But I think that's important that you're leaving it open ended, because I feel like that gives you the option of like endless possibilities in whatever thing you decide to do and whatever things you decide to do. Like, a lot of people put so much denseness on like, or hierarchy on like what's important and what's not. But like on a day where it's like a self-care day,
Yeah.
that is just as important as a day that you have to like work really hard.
Exactly.
You know, it's all a balance. Everything is in moderation.
Exactly.
So I love that you're doing that.
But I want to also, like, in that same vein of like, okay, so the self-care is this day. I also want to, like, the days where I know I'm being quote unquote like late. I'm like, you need to get up. Like, so self-care is also, like I've mentioned before, like when I'm in a slump, I realize it's because I probably didn't learn anything those last 3 days and my brain needs new information. So I want to, like, during those days, trying my hardest is like get up off the couch and go, like, and just recognizing like what I need in those moments, and not letting, you know, actually, because in that moment, if I'm laying on the couch for 3 days, in that moment, like the self-care is to like go open a book. Like that's what's gonna get you, like, get your brain going. Like that's what I want to get to. It's I guess it's just a self-care of what my brain, feeling out what I need. And I like that you said like open opportunities, because I feel like that's what I want. I kind of want to invite like good, obviously only good things, but like I want to see possibilities, like where am I supposed to go, and just really let myself go where I'm supposed to go, kind of thing.
And kind of leaving it up to the universe and
Yeah.
kind of riding the wave.
The wave. I'm okay with the wave.
I love that for you, friend. That's very big for you.
I know, right?
It's huge for you.
That's like in itself is a huge thing for me, not to control every like little thing about like no, I'm going to do this and this and make a list. I have not made a list. That was big for me. Every year I've made a list, and it's always been probably the same 5-ish things. And I'm like, nope, this year let's just do whatever.
That's so funny, because mine is literally the complete opposite. My manifestation this year is to be better with my time management.
Okay.
And to be better with having a clear mindset on like what direction to go, because my default is just going with the flow always. I mean,
Friend,
I'm not surprised.
We're always so...
We're swapping.
We're always so... we need to learn from each other, I think.
I think so too. I
you go.
think people come into your life because they're meant to either trigger you or either like hold a mirror to you or inspire you. And I've taken inspiration from you in that department, and
Ditto.
I'm like, I feel like I need to have a clearer mindset on like what my objectives are this year, so that I can be more efficient with my time. So I'm able to do all the things I have to do, or all the things I want to do, because there's so many things I'm doing. So it's like I know I lack in time management. And so I'm trying to tap more into my Capricorn essence this year. I like joke around on TikTok that I'm like entering my villain era. And
I love that.
what that just means is, yes, I'm embodying my Capricorn and my boundaries, and like putting those boundaries and setting them as like the front lines this year. I feel like I really want to stand my ground more this year and really put myself first, instead of like being like the caretaker, the people pleaser, like all my toxic patterns that I've always been, you know, submerged in. And I really want to get out of that energy and just like really buckle down and like get shit done.
I love that.
Yeah.
So I love it, because there's a thing that you always say when you're like being Aries. You're like, la la la, like you want to buckle down, and I want to be more la la la.
Exactly.
go with the flow.
I think we're inspiring each other.
We are. That's amazing. I'm really glad that happened. We did not talk about this before.
We did it. It just flowed.
That really, my curveball flew out of my brain with that because I was like, what? I was racking my brain about what manifestations I have. I'm like, you know what? I'm trying so hard. Like, no, just let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
That's what
I love that for you.
yeah, same for you.
Thank you.
How exciting. I know you're doing so much.
I'm doing too much, but
Not too much.
I love to do a lot. I like stimulating my mind and my body and like pushing myself and really standing my ground. Like that's something I've been embodying lately. And I'm loving it. Like I always kid. I'm like, I love like that. I love embodying that like bitchy Capricorn because I feel so powerful in that energy. I feel powerful in my Aries energy too, but I feel like I'm more vulnerable in that space, and that's not a bad thing. But with my Capricorn energy, I feel like I'll just be more efficient.
Yeah.
And
Lists. I make a lot of lists. If that's if that's helpful.
I bought like a journal.
Nice.
I bought a planner. I have a calendar.
Oh my God.
I have another journal for like to track like my emotions in the day, throughout the day, in the morning and at night.
Yeah.
So like I really want to like do a lot of that stuff and really focus on like my therapies and like growing my businesses and standing my ground when it comes to getting paid.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, all cap.
Nice. Yeah, I'm like, I want to forget an appointment.
Okay.
I know, right?
Risque.
Never has happened. So rude. But yeah, I think like I was like, I don't know. I want to forget to eat. I want to.
Don't forget to eat, friend.
No, I've never forgotten a meal my whole life.
I don't want you to forget to eat.
I know, but you know what I mean? Like, I want to, like, oh, I'm so lost in doing this, what I'm doing. So, like, I want to do this. Like, I don't know. That never
I
has
hope I see that this year.
That never has happened. Like, I just want those things to happen. Like, not, you know, like, crazily or, like, detrimentally, but, like, I just want to like, I forgot to make the coffee that night. Guess I'll just have to grab a Starbucks. Like,
there you go.
I do not do those things.
I know.
I never forget those things. So like, I forgot to set the time. I don't know. Shit like that.
Ooh, I woke up late for work. Ooh, I hope my boss doesn't fire me.
Exactly. I never do those things. Like, I don't know, I guess let go of that. Like, I didn't, you know, because my brain will be like, you forgot to make coffee, which means you're going to get Starbucks, which means you're going to be late, which means you're going to be like, that's what my brain does. So I'm like, no, like, it just forget this thing and it's okay.
You're going to be getting to work late every
No, I could never.
I know. Your cop would be so mad.
Yeah, no, I don't want to make myself mad, but I don't want to like make me mad, but yeah. Yeah, I want to do that though. I never ever do
My
that.
manifestation is I want to forget.
I never ever do that. I always remember every little detail of every little thing, and I want to not have it matter. Because a lot of times it works out and it doesn't matter anyways, and I stressed over it for no reason.
I will not be mad if you forget my birthday.
I will never forget your birthday.
I'm just kidding.
My goodness. How dare you? How dare you think that of me?
I know you would never. I'm just kidding.
But yeah, well, how exciting. We're really swapping this time.
We really are.
Oh.
But I love it.
Yeah, no, it's going to be fun.
Hold me accountable, please.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's not your job, but like, call me out
Okay.
if you see me.
I got you. Yeah. If I'm like, hey, details about this.
I'm gonna be like, why are you giving a shit? Why are you,
Yes.
I'm gonna be on
Please
you.
do.
I'm gonna be like, stop giving a shit.
Please do. I love that we're talking about this. I'm like, and earlier we were like, oh yeah, we got to plan. We got to plan the year for the podcast.
I'll plan the year. That'll be my job.
Okay.
This year.
Okay.
I have to plan our next photo shoot. We need to. I think this year.
I will forget to go to the photo shoot. Just kidding.
Please don't. It's all my photos on Instagram. I'll just Photoshop your face next to mine.
That's my appointment. I'm gonna forget. I'm just kidding.
We'll just use like a headshot of you, and then I'll just.
It's the same one.
It's the same one in every shot.
Oh my god, I think we're getting like tired of loopy.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But
Okay.
yeah, no, that's kind of what I want for this year. I mean, but we also have to not be too like. There's still room for the other half, I guess. You know?
Yeah. We're open. I'm still gonna be open to whatever comes my way.
Yeah.
But I just want to be a little bit more structured this year. So we'll see what happens. I was thinking, because I'm going to do a card pull for you.
Ooh.
And then a card pull for me.
Okay.
And then a card pull for the collective. Is that good?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Should we do ours first and then the collective?
Sure.
Okay.
You plan it. I'm going to go with the flow, whatever you want to do.
Okay. Let me tell you what we're doing. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But I'll do yours first.
Sure.
Okay. So what is in store for Kelsey this year, Spirit? What's in store for Kelsey?
Love shuffling cards.
Me too. I'm using the Rider Tarot deck, the OG. I'm going to do 3 cards. One. Ooh, okay.
We're going with the flow.
We're going with the flow. 2. Okay, friend. It's looking bright.
Okay.
And 3.
Oh,
Wow.
all right.
You got a really good spread.
Lay it on me.
And I just got chills.
Oh.
Okay, so the first card we got was the High Priestess. So the High Priestess represents intuition, being in touch with your intuition, the balance. As you see the black and the white towers on the side, it's full of balance, it's full of knowledge. Excuse me. It's full of knowledge. It's to me the High Priestess is like standing in your power.
She looks rad.
Yeah, she looks badass and she has her shit in a row. In touch with there's a moon. In touch with intuition. It's a very spiritual card. So we got that as your first card. Then we got the 9 of Pentacles. So the 9 of Pentacles to me represents abundance. It represents someone who's content with what they have. Also, like the energy of the person on this card is very like whatevs.
Go with the flow.
Like very go with the flow.
They really are.
Energy and like I don't know. I see coin. I see a lot of coins. So I feel like,
The yellow looks like gold to me.
yeah, the yellow to me represents happiness and contentness.
Okay.
So it's a very content card. And I feel like it's going to happen fast because then we got the 8 of Wands. I feel like the wands to me represent passion, excitement, new things coming really quickly. I feel like this year is going to start off with a bang for you. Because the 8 of Wands to me represents basically like creativity, very fiery energy, which makes sense as to like what you want to do.
Oh, wow, it does.
So this is a very nice spread, friend.
Cool. Thank you.
How do you feel about that?
I feel very nice. I feel like it's resonating with what I'm thinking. Like already that like that's what I want to do for the year. I just want to have a better year, obviously, and I just want things to work out. I want things to work out for everybody, and I've never really said that. Like I just want everybody to be okay.
I think you're going to be standing in your power with like your connection to yourself because the High Priestess to me is intuition, which is like a connection to your higher self and money.
Yeah.
I mean, I see money.
Yeah. I mean, I guess when you boil it down, my manifestation for the year is to also listen to myself, like what I be more in touch with myself, because like that's like I was saying, you know, sometimes laying on the couch for me is too long because I know that the self-care is to like get up and like move your body and stuff. Like that's more self-care than laying at that moment.
Absolutely.
And I don't listen to that sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
If the less sabotage would be great.
I think you're going to be standing in that.
All right.
So
cool.
very nice. Very good spread. Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right. Let's do a spread for myself.
Yeah.
What to expect in this new year, Spirit. What to expect for me. All right. 3 cards, please. Oh, that one went flying.
Yeah, it was like me first.
Page of Cups. Okay. Page of Cups. Ooh, okay. 6 of Wands. And one more card, Spirit. Damn, I got 8 of Wands too.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, so I got 2 wands. And to me, wands represent fire. So the first one is Page of Cups. So I feel like the Page of Cups always reminds me of like someone who's very curious. Like the page energy is very curious and like very, which is kind of like an Aries. Like very curious, very like careless. Not, I don't want to say careless, but
La 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 la.
yeah, la 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 la.
No, do it your way.
And I don't know. I feel like maybe this is like the energy that I feel right now is like I feel like very like I'm entering the year like, you know, with objective, but right now I do kind of feel in like this Page of Cups energy where it's like I feel like I have stuff to offer, but I haven't really fully stepped into my power when it comes to that energy of that manifestation that I want to do. But then I got the 6 of Wands. The 6 of Wands is recognition,
Okay.
which is very cool.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I've been doing like makeup for a long time. And not that I haven't been recognized for it, but I definitely like have been very hard on myself when it comes to like feeling like I haven't gotten the recognition I deserve. And
Yeah.
not to sound cocky, but I've just been doing this for so long. And so it's nice to know that I'm going to have some sort of recognition in whatever I'm doing, one of the things that I'm doing, or maybe multiple things that I'm doing. Also, wands are creativity and like being, this particular card is like public recognition from like other people.
Oh, okay.
And also like embarking on a new thing. And then the last card that I got is the same one that you got. So it was the 8 of Wands. So I also feel like this year is going to be like very creative and like
Yeah.
moving forward and like getting shit done. This is also like a getting shit done card.
Nice.
Because it's very forward thinking, very forward moving action. This card to me represents a lot of action. So I think I mean, I definitely resonate with this for sure.
Very cool.
All right.
All right.
So now let's do the collective reading for our podcast listeners.
Yeah.
What can our listeners expect for the new year? Spirit, what can our listeners all over the world expect for the new year? All right. Let's see. Oh, I'll do the top 3. All right. First card, Ace of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and the 9 of Swords. Okay.
You said it like 9 of Swords.
I mean, the 9 of Swords is it's a little like, I don't want to give bad news. But
Okay.
this is what it looks like.
Oh boy.
Okay, so the first one that we got was the Ace of Wands. Maybe, you know, I'm gonna switch them. Okay, the first one that we got was the 9 of Swords. So the 9 of Swords is, I feel like this year, possibly for a lot of you, has been very heavy and like you've been staying up late at night, stressing over things. But the second card is the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands, I mean, she's a rich bitch. And she's somebody who has like, there's a black cat next to her, and the black cat to me represents protection, divine protection. So I feel like our listeners have, oh, and she also has a flower on her hand. She's holding a flower in her hand, and she seems very grounded and very determined to do something new. And she's holding a wand, and the wand to me represents the same thing. It's like passion, creativity, forward moving, forward thinking, highly intuitive as well. And then we got the Ace of Wands, which is, aces are always like new beginnings.
Oh, okay.
So this year is going to be a fresh start for our listeners. This is going to ignite, this year is going to ignite a lot of passion, creativity, objective. It's a very new energy, like new beginnings energy. And I mean,
That's
I
great.
think that's fucking great.
Yeah, it looks like his hand is like coming out of nowhere new, like
Yeah. It's like out of nowhere,
Yeah.
like unexpected new beginnings. So we got a lot of wands for all of us.
I know, wow.
So there's a lot of movement happening
very
this year,
interesting.
I think.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? I don't guess it was a download that I just got right now too, because I was thinking about it, and so you're talking about with my card pull, a lot of it. So any reading I've ever had is always like, it's always a lot of abundance like that, and it's always, I know that it's always like go with the flow, like stop focusing on it, but like it's gonna be abundance, but you gotta stop focusing on it. Stop thinking about the money. Stop. Like every single time, anytime I've pulled for myself, anybody else, every time, and I was like, that's my, like in my head, like it wasn't me that just said it, but it was like finally. Like you finally get it to like just go with the flow and just let us take care of it, and you have not been doing that, and it's just so funny that came out right now.
Sometimes we like block ourselves from the things we want by repeating like our patterns.
100%.
And then we forget like why we incarnate, and we incarnate to learn. And so like the only way to see change or movement is by finally like changing gears. And I think a lot of people are starting to realize that this year. And I feel like a lot of people are going to realize that this year.
100%. Because even like there's a couple times, even with reading, even the reading you did at the beach, and we were like, oh no, we're not going to listen to this. Even like it came out through Sandy. It's all the same thing. It's like, I know that anytime I see one of those things, anytime I get the card pull, I'm like, I already know what it's gonna say, because they keep saying the same thing to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know I'm not listening. Like I've always said, I just got to get out of my own way. And I feel like a lot of people have to. So that's what we're doing this year. We're getting out of our own way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No more, like I said, no more sabotage.
Yeah.
Sabotage.
Yeah, I want to encourage you all to switch gears. If you want change in your life, the only way to get change is by changing gears and to like making yourself feel uncomfortable, and like really diving into the things that make you feel uncomfortable, because that's the only way to grow.
Yeah. You can't keep doing the same thing and expecting the different outcome.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I know that. I know that in my brain already.
I know. It's just we're
hard.
human.
We don't get out of our own way.
Yeah.
We just really don't. But that's what we're doing.
That's what we did.
And I think it's the same thing for you though too, because more structure is getting out of your own way also. Very cool.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. I love when things line up like that.
I know, me too. It's divinely guided.
Love it. So cool.
So cool.
Well, thank you for reading, friend.
Of course.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love watching you read too. I'm like,
Thanks.
yeah, it's cool.
It's fun.
I bet.
It's so fun. I think like once like I finally like felt comfortable and confident in it, like it just kind of flowed, and I think that's what it is. It's just I love learning. I do love to learn, and if it's something that I'm very interested in, I just like love. So I've been like, honestly, I've had so much free time because I haven't been working, and all I've been doing is reading and studying.
Awesome.
So, and then also just like doing the collective readings for TikTok has broadened my knowledge when it comes to tarot, and also like trusting my intuition. It's been a very good like exercise. I feel like I'm working out my intuition.
Yeah.
By reading cards.
What a good start to the year too is to like be able to like sit with it and like learn a lot and just immerse yourself in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited, friend.
Very
For
cool.
both of us.
I know. Me too. We're gonna do it.
Okay.
Eee. That thing I sent you, Aries and Capricorn.
Yes.
We got it.
We got it. It was a meme.
Yeah, it was a meme. You know, I've been very memey lately.
Meme.
Meme. Wow. Anyways.
All right. I guess we'll wrap it up. So,
Sure.
we want to do socials?
Yeah, if you want to follow us on Instagram, it's One Thing Queer, and my personal Instagram is SpexRayX.
And my personal Instagram is at Jenny Lynn Bouton. And if you guys want to see my little spiritual TikTok or Instagram, I am at Celestial Light Witch on both platforms. Also, if you would like to come on the show, or if you have any questions or want to share a story, this year I would really love to hear from our listeners.
Yeah.
Like I would love to hear stories, or if you have like a question, you need like big sibling advice, please email us.
definitely.
Yeah, email us at onethinkqueer@gmail.com.
Yeah, and follow us on TikTok. It's TikTok. It's One Thing Queer podcast.
Yes, and we're gonna make more this year.
We are.
Yeah,
We are planning.
we promise.
Jenny will plan it, and I will go with the flow.
Yeah, we'll just like draft. We'll figure it out.
We will figure it out. Yes.
We'll draft a bunch.
Yeah, and leave a like, share with your
Yes.
friends, please.
We really want to grow.
Yeah.
So
Show it to anybody you think you think would want to listen. Yeah, all that. We appreciate y'all.
we appreciate every single one of you who have stuck by us from the beginning, and our new listeners, welcome. We appreciate you and love you. And it would really help us out if you left a review on Apple Podcast or on Spotify.
Yeah.
Some mean people did not give us 5 stars on Spotify. I do not know why. I wish they left a comment and would tell us why. We have
okay.
we have a 4.8 on Spotify.
Oh, boo.
But we're 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. So shout out to our Apple Podcast listeners. We love y'all. We love everybody. But yeah, if you guys want to help us out and really support us, please leave a review.
Yeah, and yeah, let's go get them this year, y'all.
Let's get sponsored this year.
All right, let's do it.
Let's get a sponsor.
Cool.
All right.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see y'all next week.
Yes, we'll see you all next week.
All right, bye.
Music by Jacody Lamone. Produced by Kelsey Wren and Jenny Baton. Edited by Jenny Baton.